Hello there. This is my new channel, which will be the platform for my anthropological research and a number of works that I am planning to write, one which I've begun writing, and various others. The one I've begun writing will talk in the foreword about physical anthropology, that is studying cultures, studying skeletal remains, especially the crania, the skulls, the shapes of those, which help us to distinguish races and sub-races, types within races. Before the rise of genetics, this was the way that race science, as it was called, it's a controversial term nowadays, but hey, that's how it was done. Nowadays we have genetic clustering, which is more accurate for determining the actual relationships between peoples and the functions of particular genes. But I think it's good to combine both approaches. So I'll be showing where the science came from and how the new information can update or support old theories and refute others. So the other works I have planned are a work on the Y DNA of the world. So that's the paternity. The Y chromosome is passed unchanged from generation to generation. There are very occasionally mutations every few generations, and those are what determine all of the variation in the current human paternities, which split off. There's some contest about whether certain lines split earlier, but 60,000 is the generally agreed split between Africans and out of Africa populations, and from there various other lineages split off at various points in history. So I'll go into that in detail. And then another topic is mtDNA, which is mtDNA is usually passed from the mother. There are exceptions, and it does shift over time, so it's not as ancient an indicator as Y-DNA, but it's still useful for tracking direct maternity of whole populations and of individuals over shorter periods. So there is actually a bestseller called The Seven Daughters of Eve. I've given it a read. I've skimmed through it and I've read whole sections. I'm not a big fan. I think I can write a better work on the same, but my work may be a little more niche, a little less pop science. So yeah, I hope I can make that work. But I hope I can bring some extra light, and maybe if I can find the resources, I'll broaden it as well, because he talks, the fellow who wrote that talks about the maternities of Europe, which is the most interesting to me, but I'd also like to go into the maternities of the world at large, especially the variation in haplogroup N, which is North Eurasian, which exists in all Western Eurasians and some East Eurasians and Amerindians as well. L is African maternity, M is the... Anyway, I won't go into so many of the details now. I just want to outline what I'll be doing with this channel and various things I have planned. Yeah, that's it for now, I think. Ta-ra, I shall speak to you shortly.